Hey guys, it's Renee and I'm back with some real talk. Have you ever heard the saying, what goes around comes around? Is that something you believe in? Well, I honestly believe that what goes around definitely does come around. Sometimes we're lucky enough to get to see it, and then sometimes we're not, because I know there's many times that I wish I was the fly on the wall when something would go down. But how would you actually feel like if something that went around, like what goes around comes around, if it definitely did happen, like if there was something that you always wished for because so and so would always make your life a living hell, and then finally like they got theirs, when it actually happens, would you really feel like, ooh, I'm glad she got that? Or would it be like, ooh, and you feel bad a little bit? I guess it really depends on the situation and what the person might have done to you, with the whole like what goes around comes around and feeling bad for them. Because you don't really want to wish any harm on anybody. That's just me. Maybe somebody did you wrong, and if they did, it's like you gotta just forgive them for what they did. Not saying what they did was right, and not look for like don't be like the type of person that is like an eye for an eye, because that just doesn't work in life. You'll never get ahead with that attitude. But I know that there are many, many people out there that did something to somebody else, and they eventually do pay for it. I really believe that, because I really do believe in karma, and it does definitely come back to you. So, was there any time in your life that maybe what goes around comes around to you, and you're like, oh shit, like I can't believe this is happening to me? And then you might have thought back and be like, well, I was really nasty and mean to so and so, or I treated this one like a piece of shit. And then you then maybe realize like, I really can't act like this because my life is becoming like horrible. Or when everything that seems to be going on in your life keeps going wrong, think about it. Like, what have you done lately? Or maybe, something that you did like in the last 6 months is catching up to you. Maybe your car broke down, or maybe you lost all your money in poker, or whatever it might be that, karma is telling you, I'm coming after you because what you did was not right. So when do you really stop and look and notice and be like, oh crap, I better change, what I'm doing? Well, basically, I feel like if you just think before you do anything, or you put yourself in somebody else's shoes, that will definitely help you so karma doesn't come after you. But you also have to like really be sincere and genuine, not just do things just to do them to appease a person, because you know what, you're not doing it from the heart. There's certain things in life that you really should want to do from the heart, but no one's going to make you do anything you don't want to do, right? So that is all up to you. But let me tell you, what goes around does come around. So if you want good karma, think about the things you do. Like, maybe you're the type of person that when you go out, you're so nasty to the people, like the waitress or the girl behind the register. Is that you? Are you taking all your problems on these people that are just going to do their job? Because I know I've been online on a million different lines where the person in front of me is basically giving the person behind the counter a hard time. It's like the person is just working there. I understand you have frustrations, but you don't take it out and be so nasty with the person who is just going there to, 9 out of 10 times they're working because they have to pay their bills, and they have a family to support. They don't need someone like you coming over there and taking out your frustrations on them. That's not right, because you don't know what they're really dealing with. So what goes around does come around. If you're going to treat others like crap, it's going to eventually come, back to you. Like, I remember, like, I think maybe I seen it on Facebook. I'm not really sure, but I remember seeing something where somebody went into a store. Maybe it was Target or Walmart. I'm not really sure what store it was. But this woman was like taking it out on this guy, like he wasn't moving fast enough or wasn't doing anything you know, like he was trying to do his best at his job, but he just wasn't all there. And, you know, after that person left that attacked this kid, like was calling him names or whatever it was, the next customer online was like, man, like, what is up with that customer? I'm sorry you had to deal with that. And all of a sudden, like, the person behind the counter broke down in tears and goes, I just can't take anymore. I had to come to work today. My mother just passed away and I'm responsible for paying the bills. So let that like open up your eyes and think that you don't know what that person might be dealing with, and they don't need to deal with you just because it took an extra minute to scan the coupons that you might have had, or whatever it might be. Or if you're having a bad, or you just got into a fight with somebody else and you're taking it out on the clerk behind the counter. You know, everybody has things in life that they're dealing with, and it's not, you know, it's not right if you're treating somebody else like that. That is just so wrong, because in that person's case, the mother passed away last night. My God, when I lost my dad, I couldn't even think about going to work. And when I did, I actually had to, like, the day after that, because I had to do payroll. And when I tell you, my mind was not there, and I just couldn't think straight. But I only went to work because I know my dad would you know, go, you know, you can't have people not get paid, you know. So I did that. But it's like your mind is not there when you lose a parent. So you don't, I'm not saying this is the case every time, like, or whatever, but, you know, in life is hard. So look at your life, right? I'm sure you're dealing with something now, just like somebody else would be, right? So maybe they had a fight with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, or, you know, maybe, you know, they couldn't pay their rent this month, and they're really carrying the world on their shoulders. Would it be so horrible if you were nice to the people behind the counter? Would it be so horrible if you know, you're nice to the waitress or the waiter or the person that's taking care of you? No, like, honestly, why do some people have to be so mean? I don't understand that. I don't get that. Okay, so that's where it comes in. What goes around comes around. If you're that type of person that is always, you know, taking your stuff out on other people, you know, your life's not going to get much better. Things are going to continuously happen to you until you realize that, you know what, other people have problems that they're dealing with, and they don't need to deal with yours on top of it. And, you know, sometimes you should just keep your mouth shut and just be nice, because you don't know what that other person is dealing with. But that really broke my heart when I read that, where that one irate customer was going crazy on this kid, and you know, and he wasn't old. He was 16 years old, that he went to work because now his mom died and he's responsible for paying the bills. Like, come on now. You're 16. Go back to when you were 16 years old and try to remember how you were at 16 years old. If you had real life situations on your shoulders. Most of us didn't. Some of us, yes. But most of us didn't have to worry about having to pay rent and pay bills at the age of 16. So just think twice before you do something. You know, you don't always have to be mean. You know, in today's world, everybody should help each other out and be nice. We need to make America great again, because honestly, people are just so nasty. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't like doing that, you know? So anyway, you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah!